This video is part 3. Watch parts 1 and 2 first for better jokes. 51. The Prince of All Cosmos from Katamari. Katamari Damacy reroll is coming to Switch, right? I rest my case. And speaking of resting cases, 52. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. In this trial, I'll be representing Phoenix Wright, and Scary Ann Moss, the straw man, will be representing people who don't want him in Smash. Phoenix is from Capcom, not Nintendo. Objection! Nintendo has been letting non-Nintendo characters in since Brawl. Ryu, Ken, and Mega Man are all from Capcom and they made it in. But the Ace Attorney games aren't even popular. Objection! There's been one every few years. Sure, not all of them were released in the US, but neither was Mother 3, and that didn't stop Lucas from getting in. But Phoenix Wright is a lawyer, not a fighter. Objection! Isabelle is a mayor. But the Ace Attorney series is visual novels, not even really video games. Objection! Rob is a toy robot, but Phoenix has no move pool potential. Objection! Marvel vs. Capcom 3 seems to think otherwise, but no one would want him in a crossover anyways. Objection! You mean besides Marvel vs. Capcom and Ace Attorney fans? How about Professor Layton fans? Face it, if you still don't want him in Smash,
you can't handle the truth!
So what do you say, Nintendo? Can we have Phoenix Wright in Smash?
Well, it is highly unorthodox. So no!
I'm gonna rip the eyes out of your head and piss in your dead skull! You f***ed with the wrong Marine!
One who actually committed the crime is you! No alibi, no justice, no dream, no hope! It's time to pay for your crimes! Take this!
Hyper Combo KO! Player 1 wins!
53. Professor Layton. I've already gone over that he's met Phoenix Wright, but he can also sword fight. It's no mystery why he should be in Smash.
Speaker box blast go rat-tat-tat-tat. In fact, we about to go up like
I say, that was a close one.
54. Morrigan from Darkstalkers. We have 2 Street Fighters, so I don't think we're that far away from getting a Darkstalker on the roster. Can't put my finger on why she stands out from the others though. Maybe it's the bats in her hair. Yeah, those are bats, not batwings. Whole bats.
Oh, Dante. We were only playing.
Oh, I've seen how your playtime ends, Morrigan.
55. Sir Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins. Or Ghouls and Ghosts. Whatever. Like Ryu Hayabusa, he's from a famously difficult classic NES platformer, and I'd also personally like to see him take on more realistic medieval heroes like the Fire Emblem reps, or to see him fight horrible abominations like the Fire Emblem reps.
Sir Arthur! Not bad, for one so small.
And you, Thor, are indeed mighty, for a heathen god.
56. Beautiful Joe. I'll let Tom take this one for me. Tom?
Well, I hadn't seen any cool titles for the GameCube in quite some time, until I came across a little-known game called Beautiful Joe. You start off on a date at the movies, then all of a sudden the movie bad guy steals your girlfriend. You're pulled into movie land and gain superpowers as you go along.
don't go, baby!
Joe's my type of guy. Has superpowers, eats burgers and fries for health, throws a mad beat down, and does it all with style. It's so fun, I'm even willing to let the red tights and pink cape slide. This time, life is beautiful. Henshin and go-go, baby.
Thanks, Tom.
We all have different roles to play in the movie. It's being different that makes each of us special.
57. Tiramisu. Amaterasu from Okami. The only game to out-Zelda The Legend of Zelda. This wolf goddess has a wide array of magical abilities and would be a non-anthropomorphized dog character that actually makes sense. Seriously, I love playing as Duck Hunt, but how is he ever even in the running? He doesn't even have a name. Okami is coming to the Switch, and if any game deserves cross-promotion, it's this one. Tomato Soup got snubbed in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and Smash could patch that salted wound. '58. Rick from Splatterhouse. I'd have loved to include the NES Jason Voorhees on this list, but my own rules exclude characters who originated in movies, and Rick would be the next best thing.
We can save her if you show me some faith, if you trust me, if you put me on.
59.
Gentlemen?
The Spy from Team Fortress 2. This would be a little different than how he works in his core games. Instead of just changing his appearance, he would actually change his moves based on which character he turned into. He'd be very difficult to play as optimally, but would also be very versatile.
So, we still got problem.
Big problem. All right, who's ready to go find this spy?
Right behind you.
60. Sam & Max, Freelance Police. There's nothing I can say about Sam & Max that I couldn't convey more effectively by showing you clips from their animated series, so...
But like all dry spells and peach pits, this too shall pass. Having fun, little pal?
It's curiously unsettling. It looks like an incredibly virulent form of the plague.
But tastes like butter. We had a hankering for something a little more dangerous.
Life-threatening, even.
Well, here we are, in the hostile parallel ice dimension, contained inside the geek's freezer.
And me without my lip balm! Yeah, it's just like in those cheesy teenage gore flicks. Don't strip for a shower unless you want to buy the fart.
61. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. This is another one who's only here because I personally like the games, but doesn't it sound cool to fight with elementally powered boomerangs and giant robot suits?
But one brave soul stood up to Cass and thwarted his quest for the talismans. One lone hero, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
62. Someone from Fortnite. Like Steve and Freddy Fazbear, this inclusion would make me laugh just by making a certain small section of fans angry. As for how they would actually play, my only suggestion is that the taunt picks a different dance randomly each time. Come on, even if you don't like Fortnite, you have to admit it would be satisfying to finally be able to beat a Fortnite character, right? '63. A psychopath from Borderlands. I'll take any excuse I can get to hear more dialogue from the psychopaths, and I really hope that if this guy made it in, his take on each fighter would serve as the new Codec Conversations or Palutena's Guidance. When I was in college, I participated in a Humans vs. Zombies game, and everybody was quoting the War Boys from Mad Max the whole time, saying mediocre and witness me and things like that, and playing as the psychopaths in Borderlands would pretty much be the same experience. I mean, they have to do something with this guy, right? It was my understanding that there was no rest for the wicked. For good. Oh, and if they can't get anybody from Borderlands, then somebody from Rage would do just fine too. It's the same idea. 64. Mach Rider. Another character from the Grinch League. I'd never heard of this character or this game before then, but apparently Sakurai wanted to include him in an earlier game in the Smash series. Seeing him completed and put in the game would feel like you're playing an alternate universe version of Smash Bros. Where we always had him. That didn't make any sense, but maybe he'd be a character that's finally as fast as Sonic. 65. Oliver from Ni no Kuni. Did you agree with me about how seeing characters designed by Akira Toriyama from Dragon Quest and Chrono Trigger would be cool? How about a character designed by Studio Frickin' Ghibli? Monster Collection games are some of my favorites, and Ni no Kuni's probably the best single game in the entire genre. Oliver himself is essentially a boy wizard who can summon monsters to fight. But unlike certain cowards, Oliver joins his monsters in battle and fights alongside them. 66. Crypto from Destroy All Humans. Invader Zim fans watching this, if you haven't played these games, you've been missing out.
Precisely.
Crypto brings an alien arsenal and humor, and if you haven't noticed yet, the potential move pool and potential humor were two of my biggest considerations when choosing this list.
So you want me to destroy irreplaceable masterworks of art to stop Frankenstein? Hell, I'd do that for poops and giggles. I'll miss the Mona Lisa, though. She's kinda dirty.
67. DJ from Death Jr. Not much justification here, the games aren't even that great, I just love the character design. Plus, Simon Belmont kills the Grim Reaper, right? It's time Death's son got some revenge. And a scythe would be a unique primary weapon in the Smash games.
You're grounded for a month. No PSP.
You can't ground him! He helped save the world!
Fine. 2 weeks. But don't tell your mother.
68. Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. Yeah, the ending of 3 sucked and Andromeda was disappointing. The Omni tools and biotic powers would still make her or him a fun inclusion. 69. Geralt from The Witcher. The Witcher games and Geralt's inclusion in Soul Calibur 6 are the closest I'll probably ever get to playing as Elric in a game, so I'd put him in every game if I could. Who's Elric? I'll let you do the googling if you want the details, but I will say that Metallica covered a song about him, and that Geralt's a lot like him. 70. Raz from Psychonauts. I'm starting to realize just how much I love cartoony 3D platformers. If not him, then somebody from some Tim Schafer game.
A deranged madman is building an army of psychic death tanks to take over the world, and there's no one who can stop him, except for you and me!
Oh my god! Let's make out!
What?
Sorry, I'm just so excited.
71. Larson Tyler from Eternal Champions. This is another that has no chance, not just because the original game is so violent, but because it's part of a long-dead franchise. Still, Eternal Champions is freaking awesome. It's a Mortal Kombat clone with a roster pulled from different time periods. Larson is from the 20s, fights with a grappling hook, and was popular enough that he had his own spin-off game.
Eternal Champions is gonna eat your old fighting games for lunch. No wonder it has 9 huge warriors, 3 training modes, and over 315 martial arts moves. Bon appetit. Eternal Champions, only on Sega Genesis.
72. Pitfall Harry from Pitfall. Pitfall Harry's kind of a nothing character, he doesn't really have a personality, but if he used other Atari characters in his moves, like how Pac-Man uses other Namco characters, he'd be great. I'll let Jack Black explain the rest.
Just last night, I was lost in the jungle with Pitfall Harry, surrounded by giant scorpions and man-eating crocodiles.
Well, Harry and I just grabbed the van, swung through the trees, and over the tar pits and found the jungle treasure. It was really neat.
If you haven't met Pitfall Harry, you're missing the year's most incredible video game adventure. Pitfall for the Atari 2600 and in television.
Since I met Pitfall Harry, no other man will do.
Pitfall, designed by David Crane for Activision.
73. Gex, the Deep Cover Gecko. I'd rather have Oddjob from GoldenEye, but since movie characters are disqualified, Gex is more than a worthy substitute.
I had just finished my usual morning routine of nude funkercise, fired up the Barcalounger, grabbed a quick bite to eat, and prepared to watch some serious Tube.
74. Alex Kidd. If Sonic the Hedgehog never got made, this guy might already be in Smash. Really, this used to be Sega's mascot. That's a terrifying thought. But imagine a fall from grace as hard as Sonic 06, but from a starting point of Alex Kidd. Anyway, I don't think Sonic's the only Sega mascot that deserves to get in. '75. Wonder Red from the Wonderful 101. Hey, anybody else remember this guy? Like Knack, the Wonderful 101 was mostly just a tech demo to show off what the Wii U could do. But since Super Mario Maker, Smash 4, Breath of the Wild, and Wind Waker were the only Wii U games that ever sold more than 0 copies, it was quickly forgotten. But prior to the console being released from factories directly into the garbage, Wonder Red was actually a common suggestion for Smash 4. And taking into account that Red is a superhero who punches you with a giant fist made of 100 other superheroes, I think he's worth reconsidering for Smash.
And there comes a giant fist! No!
That's it for part 3. We're almost home. Will Shovel Knight make the list in the last few entries? No.